What up, my dude?
Rich, what up, son?
What's the word?
Can't complain. What up, kid?
So you got your good. I see you got your good fall sweater on. Must be
Oh
getting in
yeah,
there, man.
Rich. Yo, this New York weather is disgusting. This New York weather is disgusting. I mean, it's cold. I don't care what
Word.
nobody say. Yeah, it's cold out there. It's cold. So you ready for another good one?
Yo, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm
Okay.
excited.
Yeah, okay, first and foremost, welcome back everybody. Rich Dollars, Sean Prez, we are the Boys Club. This is the most raw, uncut, um, not watered down relationship talk from a guy's point of view. So if you're a woman out there or if you're a guy, you'll recognize what we're doing because this is that barbershop talk. This is that locker room talk that women 99.9% of the time y'all are not privy to. So it's kind of no holds barred in here. And we do it, number one, something we would do anyway. But number two, we really hope to educate and just provide some insight into the mind of a man. So, we go over a bunch of different topics and we just have some real raw dialogue in case you guys have never been here. So before we get into this, please go ahead and follow us on our official Instagram. These are our individual Instagram handles, but the underscore official boys club. Please go over there and follow us when you get a chance. All right, Rich, what up?
What's the word?
Okay, so real quick, Rich. We ain't talk about this last week. This is about a week old, and we should have tapped into this last week, and I wanted to, and it just slipped my mind.
Uh-huh.
But Dr. Dre, we know, and this is the music mogul Dr. Dre, Beats by Dre. This guy's worth over $1 billion. He's going through a disgustingly nasty divorce. His wife served him with divorce papers at his grandmother's funeral. So, from what we're being told, the man is looking over his grandmother's coffin and somebody taps him on the arm and says, "You've been served." It don't get no nastier than that.
It
So,
don't.
my question for you is number one, I mean, I asked somebody this. I actually asked a female, and she said all breakups are bad. It doesn't matter. And I disagree with that. Is there a way to have amicable breakups? Like, that is just plain and simple, nasty and disgusting that somebody would do that on top of all the other stuff they're going through.
All right. So let's start this off with this. No defense. I don't know the ins and outs of that whole relationship. There was supposed to be some domestic involved. There was
Yep.
supposed to be some domestic abuse involved. There was supposed to be some cheating involved. There was supposed to be some like just crazy behavior, some bullying and don't the whole thing. Now, with that said, that's on his side. On her side, she's been there for a long time, and
Yo, Rick,
I think, huh?
I couldn't
Can
hear
you hear
you
me?
for a second. I didn't know if
Oh,
I can hear you now.
you can hear me now. Okay, so to me, I'm gonna say it like this and make it simple. She's a woman scorned. She's an older woman. She's been there for years. There's been some issues with that relationship in terms of domestic and stuff like that she's been saying that he's been doing. She stuck with it through all of that, and now he's out here running around with young girls. She is a woman scorned. You can tell how she's scorned by the way she went about the whole procedures with the lawyers, the amount of money she was getting every month, the amount of money she was asking for every month was bordering on extortion. Asking that man for that much money a month,
What was it?
70
Something
racks.
like $3 million? How much?
Yes, she wanted
It,
70 racks a month just to shop.
Overall, she was looking for $3 million a month.
$3 million a month, $36 million a year. And she was saying, I need $70,000 a month just to go shopping. So she was being, and I know the man's a billionaire and beat by Dre's and all this, but that's like, yo, come on, man. Like, at this point in time, you just being, like, that's just evidence that you're a woman scorned and you pissed off and you trying to stick it to him. The grandmother thing, you got to respect people's family. You got to respect that privacy. You got to respect that. For her to do that was just low class. It was just disgusting, bro. But no defense to her. She's a woman scorned where he's running around with these young girls after she's old and past her, past what she considers to be her prime. I feel like she was just trying to stick it to him. Like, that's just my opinion. She's just like, yo, I'm going to stick it to this nigga every chance I get.
Okay, so here's the deal. I mean, go back to the original question. Is there a way for people to have amicable breakups? Like, even if you've been done wrong, even if somebody took your best years, in your opinion, all of that good stuff, can you walk away clean? Can you walk away as friends?
Honestly, I think amicable breakups come when people respect one another and get out the relationship in a time period that is still allows it to be amicable. Before the lying and the cheating and all the craziness comes in, when you guys just get to the point where you tried to hold on too long and you now hate each other. You tried to hold on that extra year that was just the most miserable year of your life, and now we just fucking hate each other and can't stand to be in each other's presence. That's when shit gets ugly. So are there amicable relationship breakups? Absolutely. It's when you decide, yo, this isn't working. We both come to an agreement that this isn't working. Let's move on while we still like each other. Let's not go down this road where we start to hurt each other and I'm cheating and I'm not coming home at night. You don't want to lay with me. You got a nigga texting you at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm noticing your phone buzzing or the light coming on when your phone's upside down. That's when shit get ugly. If you want an amicable relationship, an amicable breakup, decide it's time to move on when you can still look at each other face to face instead of going through that last little bit of, we're going to try to make it work, even though we both know it ain't never going to work.
Okay, so let me ask you this, real talk. Let's just speak from a man's point of view. Let's speak real, honest, and open. Do niggas ever get to that point where they just let that woman go? Or do they always want to hold on and have that one at home? Now, is this where the scorn comes from? Do they want to hold on while they out there doing what they doing, but they know I got the one at home, she ain't going nowhere, and is this where that scorn, that festering and feeling used and feeling like, yo, even if I wanted to be amicable about this thing, nigga, for the last 3-4 years, I've been sitting here. I couldn't catch you in the act, but I felt it. Everything about me said that something was not right. But instead of just giving me the respect and letting me go, you chose, I'm going to just keep her at home and I'm going to go out there and do my thing. So the question is, can a man or do men want their cake and eat it too, even when they know it's over? Even when they know, yo, you know what? I'm looking at her. I don't feel the same. I'm looking at her. It ain't like I want to knock it down. It ain't like I want to hit it the way I used to. But that's baby mama. But we've been together, and I'm just not going to let it go. But I'm going to go out there and do my thing. Are men even capable of letting it go before it get ugly?
Men are selfish. And even when they don't want you no more, they still don't want the next nigga to have you. That's where the scoring part of this comes in. When a woman looks back and say, you've been playing me for this amount of time and you've been wasting my time and wasting my years, now I'm fucked. Now I'm 3 kids in, now you don't even want me no more. The mature thing to do, and as a man, I'm speaking as a man because I'm selfish as well. I want to have my cake and eat it too. I want my girl, and if things, and if in the past, if things hadn't worked out or weren't working out, I necessarily didn't come forward and say, babe, this isn't working, let's just go our separate way. Because in my mind, I'm like, I got her already. I'm going to keep her. And now I'm going to run around and do what I do in the streets. That's selfish. That's very selfish. As you grow older, I would like to think that at this day and at this stage of my life, that if I was in that same predicament again, I could say, yo, this isn't working. Before we waste each other's time and ruin each other's time and you hate me with a passion and want to fucking stab me in the night, let's just walk away from one another. And I'm going to have to, it's going to hurt me to think about another nigga bouncing up and down on you. But it's going to kill me to think that because we have so much history and we've been together for so long. It's going to kill me. But you know what? I can't continue this relationship or try to even play with this relationship because at this point, I'm playing with you. And this only ends bad for both of us. It ends bad because neither one of us are really in it no more. And this shit it's going to get ugly. It's going to hurt me. Like, let me say this again. It's going to hurt all niggas. I don't care if she ain't your girl no more. You walk around and you walk into a restaurant, see another dude laid up, booed up with your girl at the bar, hugged up, kissing on her neck. That shit, if you with your new girl, that shit is going to hurt you. But as a mature adult, you have to move on and not fester in the past because that's where the non-amicable breakup comes because you can't just wait till it gets to the point where y'all just flat foot hate each other. That shit ain't good for nobody.
Nah, I mean, Rich, I'm listening to you speak, and you speaking 100% truth. First and foremost, men are some of the most selfish creatures on planet Earth, bar none. We definitely are primal, and I mean truly primal when it comes to our women. Even if we don't want you no more, we don't want nobody else to have you. That's a given. But I'm wondering, even as I'm listening to you talk, right? Like, are we letting some of these women off the hook because, you got free will? Like, if you know your man is holding on, you feel everything in your gut and in your soul that he in the streets. What's stopping you from picking up and leaving and for real leaving? What's stopping you from saying, and I'm just putting this out there, I ain't putting the blame on it, but even as I'm listening to you speak and I'm thinking about my own life and 50 million other friends that we all have that been in that situation, like, do the women bear some of the responsibility to be like, yo, you know what? I'm out of here. Like I'm not gonna sit around and be humiliated. I'm not gonna sit around and lose more years. I'm not gonna sit around and get pregnant again on that drunken night he decided to come home. And I'm human. I want some too. And it just so happens that I get pregnant. Like, is there a shared blame in there? Especially when a woman knows this ain't working no more. And here's the deal, because I know you ready to go, but I know women who caught their man cheating time and time and time again, to where it's damn near expectation. Every time the man go out, she don't even trust him no more. Where you at this? But she won't leave. And if he's out too long, she fighting somebody else. Or she's sneaking behind him, trying to catch him red-handed again. You don't need to catch him red-handed again. You done caught him. You went through his phone. You caught him there. You done seen him. What's it like? At what point does a woman bear any of the responsibility and the blame? Say, yo, you know what? It's so I'm out of here. Forget you. I'm not waiting on you. I'm gone.
Okay, so here's the question. I'm gonna give it to you from both sides.
Yeah.
Is a woman responsible for her own happiness? Absolutely, a woman is responsible for her own happiness. If you're unhappy in a situation, you should leave. But it's funny that you posed this question this week because me and a friend of mine were just having this conversation. Women have kids. It's easier. Women are scared of the unknown. So oftentimes, the devil in your bed is much more comfortable to keep than the devil in the street. That's two. One, you have kids. A dude get up, he walk away, he's in the club, the woman's at home with the kids. He's able to move around more freely. Two, I think women have this severe fear of starting over. So at sometimes you'd rather stay in a bad situation than maybe move on to a new, cleaner situation. Because like I said, you know this devil, you're familiar with this dude. You've already given yourself to this dude. And now you're just hoping that this motherfucker comes back and acts right by you and does the things that's necessary to maintain this relationship. So maybe he'll step out today. Hopefully he gets the shit out of his system and in 3 months he's back. But in reality, the further he moves and the more you allow is the more he gonna do. So by you not leaving, you're only giving him the green light to do more. And that's what women fail to realize. So when women are sitting out here, you talking about it, you're trying to figure out why this dude is acting so crazy, the nigga only doing what you allow him to. Because if you walked away, bedded him, and moved on, he wouldn't have the confidence or the comfort level to think that he could do this shit to you without repercussion. So,
you know, Rich, we talk about this.
That's the way I feel about that.
You know,
that's
Rich,
the way I feel about that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Me and you talk about this every single week. Every week, we say the same thing. You're going to get what you allow. It's as simple as that. You're going to get what you put up with. It's very few men. I mean, and I'll always underline the word mature. So let's go there. It's very few mature men that are going to wake up one morning and say, yo, you know what? I've really been hurting this woman. I really done put her through it. Now, I see, God has shown me she's the one, and I'm going to cut off all them chicks out in the street, even though she knows, even if she ain't caught me yet, she knows what I'm doing, but I'm going to just cut them off, and I'm going to give myself completely, wholly, 100% to her. That type of dude, he exists. And it is some dudes that have come to Jesus with themselves. But I truly believe if you put up with the mess, indirectly, you are giving the green light. And if you're waiting for this man to wake up one morning and look at you and say, she got my kids, she been with me from the time we was teenagers, this, that, and the third, and I'm going to have a change in life, and I'm going to change my ways, and I'm giving myself to her, and it ain't going to be nobody else, you're going to be waiting for a long damn time. It kind of don't work like that. And I'll tell you another thing. The more a nigga is out there in the streets, the greater the chances that he goes from just hitting it, right? He just sticking and moving. But the greater the chances he finds your replacement. So I think he'll find your replacement before he'll look at you while you sleep and the sun is shining on you and it's early morning and you got this glow around you, and he say, yo, you know what? It's time for me to stop this. She been with me forever, and I'm just I'm gonna just do right. Like it happens. It's some mature dudes out there, but the odds are more in the favor that he gonna find your replacement and be like, I'm out, then eventually come into this place in his mind that he want to come back home and make things right with you. Am I bugging here, or would you say that that's more accurate from a man's standpoint?
No, that's absolutely true. Because the more you're in the streets, the more people you're meeting, the further you're moving away from this woman, and something else is going to pique your interest. So the more that you're out there, and the further you get, the more distant you get from the relationship that's laying in your bed, is the more distant you get, is the closer you get to the people that's in the streets. And before you know it, it's not just a Friday night date or a Saturday night bump into her at the club. And then it becomes lunch. Then it becomes something else. Then it becomes something else. And before you know it,
then it becomes you seeking advice. Instead of coming home seeking advice from your woman, oh, let me run this by her. Now her opinion count. Before you were just smashing. Before you just sticking and moving out there. But now, all of a sudden, this woman's opinion, it means something. When you start treading those waters, you getting further and further away from that woman you with. And the only thing I can say is, ladies, and we're going to move this conversation along, Rich, the only thing I can say, you going to get what you put up with. So as long as you are putting up with mess, trust me when I tell you the odds are not in your favor that the mess is going to get any cleaner. It just ain't. Rich.
Hold on, Shawn. VNSDDNN. I want you to, when we let people in this conversation, I need you to send a request. Because if we're inaccurate and we're not speaking for Black women in the community, that's inaccurate. That's not the quality of woman on call in the Black dating community. So we're not Black men, and we're not familiar with the Black dating community. So when we let people in this room, we need you to get in the room because we want to be privy to the knowledge that you have about the Black dating community, since you know so much and we don't know anything.
That's real talk. And speaking of that, Rich, I'm wondering, are you talking to a woman or a man over there? Is VS whoever, is that a woman or a man?
I'm looking at it.
We'll figure it out, but I'm looking forward.
It's a man.
I knew it. It's one of them. Here we are, one of these cornballs. Matter of fact, I'm not going to call you a cornball. We're going to let you in and we're going to respect each other. But I'm so sick of these dudes saying the right thing to seem like they are above the average man. No, we all think the same and we know what's out there. So I can't wait. Usually we don't let men in on this conversation because we allow women to come in and ask questions. But VS, whatever your name is, I look forward to having a respectful conversation with you, real talk. Because I gotta hear your standpoint because you're so evolved. Rich,
go ahead, Shawn.
Go ahead.
No, he's saying how do we come in? When we ask to come in, my homie, just press the plus sign on the video camera. That's all. Come on, my nigga.
So stay with us, VS. Stay with us. Rich, question for you. You know, we always talk about men cheating, right? We always like, and I get it. I get it. We're men ourselves, so we always try to have conversations that help women. Question for you: could you ever, if you was a side piece, right? If you was smashing a chick who had a man, and then she got out that relationship, or even if she didn't get out that relationship and she started catching feelings for you, could you ever trust that chick? Would you ever wife her?
Never.
Okay, I'm gonna ask it slow. Hold up, because Somebody in this live right now is going through a situation. I'm not calling no names out, but I need, because it might not just be her. If a woman is cheating on her man, despite why she's cheating on him, oh, he don't sleep with me no more. Oh, he look at me like I'm old crackers. Oh, he's always on, whatever her reasons are. Now she done gave the box to the next dude, and she's starting to have feelings for that dude. And now she done worked up her courage, and she want to leave home. Does she have a shot in hell with the side dude ever trusting her or wiping her?
I'm going to say that you would be a fool to trust a woman who cheated on somebody else. But there are men out there that are that vainglorious to think that they're that amazing that it can never happen to them. But from my experience in life with everything, every fucking thing, if they did it to you, if they did it for you, they will do it against you. I base my whole friendships on that. I don't want to be friends with nobody who talks shit about their friends to me. I don't want to be friends with nobody who steals from their friends. I don't want to be friends with nobody who lusts after their friend's girl. Because them niggas is doing it to you. What make you think that your friendship is any more important than the next person's friendship? And that goes for men, women, money, cars, lust, envy, all of that. If you can do it to her or you can do it to him, you will surely do it to me. Because you will meet another nigga who got more money than Richie Dollar. You will bump into another nigga who you might think is more attractive than Richie D. Then you might think this nigga at the gas station got a nicer car than Richie D. And if you show me who you are, I'm gonna believe you. That don't mean I'm not gonna smash. That don't mean I have loyalty to that dude. I don't know that fella. This is between you and him. And if you were out in these streets giving it away, and I'm attracted and we've hung out and whatever the case may be, I might do that. But when it comes time for you, honey, don't leave. Hold up. You doing what? Nah, don't leave that nigga. Don't leave that nigga. Why would you do such a thing? Beloved, why would you do such a thing? Don't leave that man. Because I ain't going to be able to accommodate you. I'm not going to be able to accommodate you. And if a dude thinks that he can make a woman change, or he's just that special that she ain't gonna bump into the next more special dude tomorrow, bro, you just confused and utterly confused and not knowing what's going on in life. That's how I feel about that.
Yo, Rich, I'm gonna tell you something. This is real as I could put it, man. Like, understand something. The greatest gift that a woman could give a man is ass with no strings attached. So I don't care how attentive that nigga is to you while you have a man at home. Do not think for a second that this nigga, if you became his girl, is gonna be the same dude that he was, and attentive and answering your calls and your texts and all of that when you was just his slide. That's number one. But number two, ain't no way in the, I mean, I'm a man. And men put women in categories. It's unfair. Women do it too. It is unfair, but it's reality. You know it like I do. And if you meet a chick who got a man and she is letting you smash and you are sending her back home to that dude and you are violating this chick, because usually when it's the chick on the side, you are violating her. So you doing, and I don't want to get too raw and too disgusting on Instagram, but usually when a woman's cheating, let's just call it what it is, right? She get out in them streets, and maybe her man ain't touching that spot the way you are. Like she coming to see you for a whole different reason. She know what it is. So the things that y'all are engaging in is animalistic. Like you beating that up for real, for real. But always in your head, there is a line, there is a box, there is a category that she is in. And the one category that she won't be in is my girl. So if you start feelings for that dude, and that might be that one, it might be VS whoever, and I can't wait to get him in this conversation. You might find him, and he is this evolved man, and he fell in love with you. You fell in love with him while you were smashing him on the side, and y'all run off into the sunset. But on average, most dudes, and I'm willing to say 90% of men are looking at you as much. Now they will hit it. They will hit it. But they are looking at you, this ain't my girl. And if she even talks about leaving her man, I am going to be like she got that girlfriend talking sense into her. I'm going to be that girl. I'm going to be that confidant that go back home. I am going to be doing everything possible because there is no, like, this is great while we are, doing this thing on the low. But this ain't happening out in public. Like I'm not wifing you. Simple as that. But maybe VS has another opinion.
Think about the math of it, though. Just think about the math of it. How beautiful is it to have a woman that's coming over to your house that got to go home and tend to another dude? How beautiful is it? You know she's not staying no longer, so you can eliminate all the Popeyes and the pizza and the Netflix and just get straight to business because you know she got to leave. And if
she got to leave.
If you don't got to call her, because she's not going to answer for you because you know what she's at home with her man. So you don't got to call her. You don't got to give her no attention. You can't send her no flowers because the nigga going to wonder where she getting flowers from. So you don't got to do none of that. You don't got to do none of that. That's the most beautiful thing in the world.
I said it, Rich. It is nothing more attractive than that situation.
Oh my God.
Every man would be like, thank you, Chief. Like, what did I do to deserve this? That is a gift.
Yes.
All right, so Rich, let's switch subject. Go ahead, close out, and then we go switch subjects for a second. I want to go into red flags.
We said it all. Women, if you think that you finna go out here and run these streets, and you got a side piece, and you finna leave your man because you got attached to your side piece, beloved, you just struck out and went 0 for 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little nutty, but I really wanted to hear your opinion. We never talked about that even offline between us two. And in this conversation week over week, we always talk from like if a man cheat. I was like, yo, would a man really trust a chick that he know he's smashing and she going home to the next man? All right, let's keep it moving. Rich, is it a red flag, right, for you or for any man? If we talked about a few times, right? A woman who ain't been wifed and she over the age of 35 and all of that stuff. But is it a red flag if the woman is in that 35 to 40-year-old range and the longest relationship she been in is a year? Do a dude look at her like if he'd be like, yeah, what's the longest relationship you've been in? And this is a grown woman, and she's like, oh, about a year. Do your antennas go up?
Yeah, because you wonder why you've been in something that's either to me, if somebody's saying you're 35 years old and you've never had a relationship over a year, that's a red flag. Because the first things that come to my mind are you're a runaway bride, which mean, and that mean not, it doesn't have to be like the dictionary definition. It just means that when things get serious, you kind of dip off. Or it takes a little while for your true representative to go away and the real you to come out. And the real you is crazy. And when the real you comes out, you run motherfuckers off. Because it starts to get real for you. And when it starts to get real for you and emotions and everything are involved, now the real you comes out. And that real you can't keep a man. That real you runs them off. Or maybe you just aren't compatible with anybody, which in its own right is a red flag. So all this one thing creates a whole bunch of different red flags, right? So this one thing of saying, yo, you have never been with a man longer than a year. That creates a whole bunch of different red flags. And it could be, and all the red flags don't even have to be bad red flags. They could just be red flags. You're too career oriented. And when things get serious and it starts to hinder your career and you can't move and shake and do the things you need to do for yourself and your career, then the relationship takes a back seat. It could mean something like that. But for somebody who wants to be in a relationship, that's still a red flag. So regardless of even some of the good things where you could be like, okay, well, she's just career oriented. That's still a red flag for a man who wants to be involved in a relationship. So yes, that absolutely raises red flags. It raises a shitload of red flags.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it do. Sitting here from a guy's point of view, you got a woman who's a grown woman, like really a grown woman. She in her 30s now, and the best you could do is over the course of my life, the longest relationship I had was 12 months. And it might not even, like you said, you might be career oriented. But I want to do some investigating. I want to know why, because for me, that doesn't make sense. There had to be somebody or some point in your life where you had that teenage love and y'all was messing with each other all throughout high school. You had that college out. This was my man all throughout college. You could only do it for a year. It might not even be nothing wrong with you. Maybe you ain't crazy, but there's a reason, or I would like to know the reason from your standpoint, because it does raise red flags with me. Why do you think in all of these years that you've been walking planet Earth, you have not been compatible in a sustainable relationship for more than 12 months? That to me is a definite red flag.
I mean, it only makes sense, bro. It only makes sense. I mean, and like I said, there could be a lot of different reasons, but if you're looking to enter into a relationship and she cannot, and it's just mathematics. I'm looking to enter into a relationship, a long-term relationship, and you have never had a long-term relationship. That, by definition, should raise a red flag to me. Because there is a reason why, and I just need to get to the bottom of it and figure out what that reason is.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this: another red flag, right? From a woman's standpoint, if she been dating a man 6 months, a year and a half, and she still hasn't met his mother, should she look at that as a red flag? Should she look at that and be like, yo, what are we doing here? Why haven't you introduced me to the most important person in your life?
Yeah, that's a red flag. It's a red flag because it shows the level of seriousness.
Hold up, Rich. Hold up.
All right, ask the question again.
No, nigga, you understand the question, but I'm gonna pose it to you because I know you and your mom are very close. So when you answer this question, I need you to think about whoever you have dated. And 6 months has passed, a year has passed. have you introduced them to your mother?
Yes. And the reasons may be different. It's because I seek input from my mom. So although the woman might think, oh, he's serious, I'm going home to meet mom, I've been what's classified as a mama's boy. So I'm actually bringing you home for input in regards to, well, Richard, we sat it down at the table, and that's kind of the vetting process for me. So some people might be like, well, that's the final frontier, is go home and meet the family, and I've arrived when I've made it. But for me, that's part of my vetting, is that, yo, mom, I'm going to smoke some hookah. I got this new girl I want you to meet, and tell me what you think of her. That could very well be the end of it. That could very well be the end of the relationship that night. If she's sitting at the table and she's talking crazy, and my mother's like, yo, what the fuck, nigga? I didn't raise you like this. What are you doing? Then I got to reevaluate that. Not that my mother makes my decisions, because if I'm in love, it is what it is. But if I'm sitting down and we early enough in the process to where she's like, A, B, C, D. Did you hear what she said when I said this? Did you hear that? Like, what would possess you to be with that woman when that's an easy question. And she answered it all wrong. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I am with my mom. So the vetting process starts there. For most people, it's just the complete opposite. Like you said, the most important people in your life, your mom, your family, your kids, all those type of people that people think that when you meet them, it's the final frontier. And that's when you know, oh, I'm serious. I met moms. So now, but for me, it's different. My moms would be like, yo, you brought me around 5 of these hood rats this week. Like, boy, what are you doing? Like, you got to figure this shit out, because this is getting ridiculous. I'm not meeting you for hookah no more. You know what I mean?
Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. Go ahead, Rich. I'm sorry.
Nah, so I mean, it could be as simple as that, but I get it for a woman to feel like that's the final frontier of dating, is to meet the most important people in your life, whether it's your mother, your daughter, your son, just the people that are closest to you. That would probably, and most people feel like, the final frontier. And if you never introduce them to your parents or your people that you around every single day, even your friends, the people that you're around every day that she hears about all the time, she probably thinks that either somebody else is going around, or she's not good enough to go around, and you don't take her serious.
Fair enough. Okay, so I'm gonna say this, right? You know, from a woman's standpoint, you should absolutely take it as a red flag, but it might not be for the reasons you think. So number one, yeah, if you in it with this dude for 6 months, a year and a half, and he ain't bringing you around his close friends, dudes you done heard about, he always got an excuse why you can't go to the barbecue, you can't go to a gathering that you know these people who mean something to him is going to be at, that's absolutely a red flag, right? But I look at your friends and this is just Shawn. And when my mother was walking this earth, you know, I was as close as my mother as you are with yours currently. But that was the pinnacle. You not just meeting my mother. You not just being introduced to this woman that I hold her perspective in such high esteem. So if Shawn ever brought you around his mother, that was almost, from my standpoint, you win. Like now I just need the seal of approval. I need my mother to look and see something that maybe I missed. Mm-hmm. But I'm not just introducing, I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with time. 6 months means nothing to Shawn. A year means nothing to Shawn. If my mother comes into this picture, I don't just bring random women or women that I think, you know, we're good together around my mother. Like I done got past that point. So yes, you know, maybe from your perspective, Rich, you clearly will bring women around your mother a lot sooner than I would. But in both cases, it probably is a red flag about the level of seriousness that a dude takes you if he hasn't introduced you to that most important person in his life.
That's
So,
true.
so that to me, um, yeah, it's something for you to watch out for. And
That's
I'm very
actually
honest with that. Real.
that's
Huh?
actually makes a lot of sense because you're right. It is kind of both spectrums, but the same principle. It's different spectrums, but the same principle. So yeah, you're right. That's absolutely right.
Yo, I got another question for you. Red flag for a woman, right? Um, if she's dating a dude and he got kids, but he don't never be around his kids. He ain't got no relationship with his kids. He blamed the baby mother. She got in between me and my kids. So should a woman look at that like something is wrong here? What do you mean you have no relationship with your children? And I'm saying children, I'm not saying a child. Or should she take them at face value that this just ain't some lazy nigga who, yeah, he might have problems with his baby mother, but he's using that as an excuse, as a crutch, because he really ain't mature enough to be that father in those kids' lives. So it's easier to be like, she is keeping me from my kids. She drove a wedge between me and my kids. When they get to be older, I'll explain to them what's up. But for now, I'm going to just keep it moving. Or should a woman run for the hills because this dude clearly is not about his business?
All right. So here's that. It's absolutely a red flag. It's absolutely a red flag. But it's a red flag that is worth investigating. Be wary of that nigga. Be wary of the dude that don't have a relationship. Be wary of who he is. Pay attention to who he is and investigate exactly why he doesn't have that relationship. Because coming from a person who has serious issues with one of his baby mothers, I would hate for somebody to think that the lack of like Christian isn't Ashley. And if anybody was looking at me from the outside looking in, they could say that's a red flag. That Christian isn't Ashley. That's a red flag. And it should be a red flag to you because Christians should absolutely be just like Ashley. But you might want to investigate. And you might want to make your own decision as to why Christian isn't like Ashley. People should all kids should be treated equal. It's like nobody should, you should be no favorites, you should be nothing. But the reality, that's a utopia. That's a utopian thought process. The kids are treated equal. You love them equal. There's no favorite. That's utopia. That's fucking utopia. And if you have kids and you're sitting on here, you're acting like that's not the truth, you're a fucking liar. You have your favorites. Now, with that being said, there's a reason why I think that it's a red flag. Investigate it. Do what you need to do to vet that man and find out exactly why that relationship isn't what it should be. Because you might not be 99% right, but there might be that 1% of the man that's out there that's like, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. But such and such makes it so fucking hard. And it's hard because of these reasons. And I can't come around. And she wants money whenever I come. Like, it's just crazy. It's communication. That's all I'm saying. So when you deal with people, vet them, pay attention to the red flags, but every red flag shouldn't make you walk away. Sometimes if it's worth it to you to figure out what's going on, you might come up with something and be like, well, you know what? He really ain't even wrong. He really ain't even wrong. He really is trying. And sometimes it's you know, all men aren't good and all women aren't good and all men aren't bad and all women aren't good.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say to that, Rich. You spoke from your personal experience, so I'm gonna just jump in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would think it's a red flag, and I asked this question very specifically. If you listened up front, if you don't have a relationship with none of your kids, if none of them you got a relationship with, I think that that is a red flag. I've watched way too many dudes use their baby mama as an excuse not to be a parent, not to be a father. But where I say don't judge is if you have multiple kids, and we know every human being, forget kid, every human being is different, right? Some people come out and they got DNA traits that just don't align with yours. Let's just put it that way. They are more influenced by the other parent. They feel as though they are doing, and I'm only going to speak from a man's point of view, but they have taken sides in the relationship, and they are doing their mother a benefit by taking her side, and now her mother's enemy has become her enemy or his enemy. But if it was all of your children, I would say the red flag is real, because niggas just ain't having multiple children, and every single one of them is a problem. You ain't got a relationship with none of them. But if you got 2, 3 kids and yeah, one of them fell off the wagon somewhere, but that woman can look at you and see he is invested in his other children's life, then I would look at that situation for what it is. Maybe there is a problem that I don't see yet, that I haven't been made privy to yet, between him and that one kid or whoever that he does not have a great relationship with.
Well, the reason, and
yeah.
I heard the original question and I understood it, but I felt it was, I knew what you were saying, and I know why you posted like that, and I thank you for that. But I often get why you don't treat Taylor and Ashley, why Christian don't get the same treatment as Taylor and Ashley, right? And I feel like in order for me to properly answer that question, because that's also a red flag, is that why one kid doesn't get treated like the other kids, right? So in the bigger scheme of the question itself, I totally understood what you were saying, and I agree with that. But when we start talking about red flags that lead into other red flags, then it becomes like a microcosm of the bigger picture. Like the little red flag becomes a microcosm of the big red flag. So, and I feel like I had to address it, because people will often say like, "Oh, this girl gets, or this daughter gets everything, or your son gets everything," but you're Christian. You know, it is what it is, and sometimes situations like that arise. But like you said, sometimes, you know, this is life, bro. And sometimes shit happens, and like you said, motherfuckers fall off the wagon.
Yo,
And
I'm gonna ask one more red flag question, and then we gonna keep it moving, all right? Because I wanna also bring people into this conversation. Again, from a woman's standpoint, should she have her antennas up if a dude is 30 and above and still live at home or live in his mother's basement? Is that a red flag off rip?
that's the biggest red flag in the whole wide world.
So, yeah.
Left, mom's is sick. It's your home. You got your mother living with you. Something she's not employed anymore. Like, there's a whole bunch of prefaces to that you can be like, okay.
No, you're living with her. You are living with her. if you're at home, in her home.
In the world. That's the biggest red flag in the world. That's the biggest red flag in the whole wide world. If you're 30 plus years old and still living in your mama's basement, nigga, it don't get no bigger red flag than that. Women, if you're dating a man that lives at home and you have to sneak in the nigga house because you don't want to wake up his mom's, that's a fucking red flag. It's a grown ass motherfucking man, and you coming in the basement back door, sneaking through the kitchen and shit. Can't turn on lights, taking off your shoes because you don't want the fucking floor to crack. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's the biggest red flag in the whole wide world.
Nah, I couldn't agree with you more. If your man is 30 plus and he got the basement apartment, make sure, okay, if he got the basement apartment, if it's a separate whole apartment, it ain't just the basement to the house, and Ma Dukes can walk down anytime she want. It gotta have a separate outdoor entrance. It gotta be a real apartment. But if he is living in the basement of a house and mom is coming in and out of there to wash clothes, she got clothes hanging up, drying, and this nigga got a bed on the side of the wall. It ain't even an apartment. It's her space, but he just got his bed down there. Technically, he ain't paying no rent there. That should be a major red flag. And if he's still living at home, I almost can't think of no reasons outside of the fact that his mother is sick, his father's sick, and he had a place, and he gave it all up to move back in, or, here's the or, he just came home. He been bidding for a long time. He get a bid, and he just came home, and he got to get back on his feet. And I got to go back home because I need an address when that PO knock on the door.
I'm going to give you...
That'll get it off the hook.
I'm going to give you all those prefaces. I'm going to give you, nigga just moved back in town from out of town. He just got graduated from school. He just, whatever the case may be, played ball overseas, and now he coming back home. I get all that. If you laying on the motherfucking bed in your nigga room and his mama tapping you like, excuse me, love, I got to do laundry. You are fucking with the wrong nigga. I don't give a fuck. If you hear mom coming downstairs with the laundry basket, talking about why you got the whites with the colors, nigga, you fucking with the wrong nigga. Period.
No, if his mother is so comfortable that she's telling you it's time to go home, like instead of saying this is my house, she looking at you with the side eye. Oh, you, it's time to go home. You are messing with the wrong. And I don't care how he tell you the downstairs is mine, I pay rent. If his mother coming downstairs with a bonnet and a house coat and talking about, you still here? Oh, it's time to go. Trust me when I tell you, you messing with the wrong dude.
You know what that is? That's the equivalent, that's the 2021 equivalent to a nigga mom picking up the phone back in the day and be like, I need the phone. You on the phone with your chick and your mom pick up and she like, you hear the breathing. You hear the breathing first. Then you be like, yo, I need the phone.
Yo, Rich, before we switch out, I'm going to tell you something. While we on the topic, here's another red flag. And ladies, I'm just giving out gems tonight. Y'all getting them all for free. But if your man, he got that bed in the corner, but it's only a mattress. It ain't a box spring. It ain't no bed frame. He ain't got no, what's the thing, the headboard. If he ain't got none of that, he got a bed on the floor. Now, he might make the bed up. He might have a nice sheet set on it. If that nigga sleeping on the floor and ain't got no box spring, ain't got no bed frame, ain't got no damn, what you call it? You are with the wrong dude. Yo, you laughing, but you making me laugh.
I'm laughing because this shit is dead true. I'm laughing because it is dead true, nigga.
Nah, because some of these chicks is getting smashed out on the floor. Like, it ain't no futon. It ain't. You are literally giving your body and giving yourself to a dude who got you. I mean, the least the nigga could do is go get a best, like the frame, and get a box.
Exactly.
Like, at least he could do is get that. How much a box? What do they call the box frame?
And mattress and
Yeah, like if he only got the mattress, and God forbid if it's a twin. If you messing with a nigga who got a twin and he over 30 years old, he got a twin mattress, you deserve whatever you get. I'm gonna just put it that way.
Years old and you fucking with a nigga with a twin, he fucking you on his son's bed. He fucking you on Nana and Papa's grandson's bed.
No, I'm gonna keep it so real, Rich. You get what you deserve. If you want a twin, and you older than 30, and he older than 30, now I get. That's why I'm saying 30 and up, because in your 20s, maybe they went to school, all of that good stuff, and you come out, all of that. But by 30, the least you can have is get a full-size mattress, a queen. But if this nigga got a twin, and you giving up butt on a twin and it's on the floor, you deserve everything you get. It's as simple as that. I got no sympathy for you.
None.
So hold up, you ain't got no sympathy either?
No sympathy.
All right, Rich, like you got me dying over here. Open up this what you call it? No, here's another question, because I know somebody who's in this situation right now. It's a little different than what we spoke about. But she got a baby father, right? And this ain't a red flag. This is just real life. So we off red flags. She got a baby father who the only way he will see his kids is unless she brings them to him. And this nigga got the nerve to accuse her. He's like, I want you to bring my kids to me. I want to see my kids. He's arguing her down. And she's like, if you want to see your kids, I'm not standing in the way of that. But you're going to put in the effort. You're going to come in at least. Like, I don't have locks on the door. I want you to have a relationship with your kid. But you have to at least show that you want. And he is literally using the excuse that he has no relationship with his children because she won't bring him the kids. Is this a legit excuse to you? Does, because and obviously by my tone you can see where I stood with it when I was talking to her.
If a man tell you that I don't have no relationship with my kids because my baby moms won't drop them off, you trifling ass nigga, are you serious? Hell no. That conversation should go no further than that.
Okay, here's the question. Because she was actually thinking about, because he done guilted her so crazy, she was literally thinking about dropping the kids off with homeboy. And I told her she's crazy. You do what you want, but if this man wants to see his kids, he will see his kids. Now, it's something if you got him going through the courts, he can only see the kids every other weekend. He can only see the kids on set days and you being a dick. But it ain't none of that. He's just saying, if I'm going to participate in these kids' life, you got to bring them to me. And she was almost about to bring them.
Number one, she's a fool. With all due respect, you're a fool. And secondly, that conversation should go no further. So if you don't want to at least put in the effort to come see your kids, then you're telling me what the relationship with your kids means. You're telling me what that relationship means. There's no other way around it. Yo, beloved, I can't come see him. If you got to bring him and drop him off over here. What? Then you telling me you don't want to see your kids? I don't care if you take a whole. Come on, if I don't have a car, I don't care if you take a bus up here, get a hotel room, lay up in the room with your kids, eat food, room service, watch movies, and I'll come get them in the morning from that hotel. You take your ass back home. But I'm not fin to make it convenient for you to do your fatherly duties. I should not have to make it convenient for you to be a father to your children. I love my baby's moms. And they don't make it convenient for me to, especially as the man. As the man, you're supposed to be making it convenient for her, especially if you're not the custodial parent. If I'm asking you to see this kid 2 days out of 7, the other 5 are in her control, feeding, bathing, TV, discipline, homework, sports activities, all of that. And I'm asking you for 2 days out the week, and you can't make that happen without my help. You're showing me that I should have never, number one, laid down with your trifling ass in the first place. And number 2, you don't really want a relationship with your kids, because if you did, you would do what you needed to do and bend over backwards to make that happen. And that's that on that.
Yeah, I mean, ladies, listen up. You know, human beings, they make time and they put in effort for what they want, whether it's you, but definitely when it comes to their children. If your man, if your baby, if your ex, if your baby father is sitting there telling you to bring them kids to him, and he's guilting you, and he's making you feel like you ain't a fit mother, you ain't doing your job 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, when you have those children in your care, and the only way he can see them kids is if you bring them to him, I would just have, if I was a woman, I would just have to explain to my kids later on, your daddy was a bum. Because if that's the only way he gonna see them kids, he just ain't gonna see them kids. And it's as simple as that. Like, if you can't pick up and make your way over here, when I'm not standing in your way, I'm not sticking you up with you know, child support heavy, and you can only see your kids on this day and that holiday and bi-weekly and this. You have all access to your children, and you can't see them because I'm not bringing them to them. Nah, get out of here. That dude's a loser. Rich, I wanted to bring somebody in this call, but I got so many questions I gotta ask. Just bear with us, y'all. Because it's so much stuff I want to get off my chest. And I should have put this in a red flag, but it's really not a red flag. But it's a question that came up, and I'm stepping on hot water. I know we in a culture where if you even say the word gay,
Hey, yo,
you better
real quick,
say it.
real quick. VNS DDM, my dude. If you keep sitting here and saying let you in, my dude, I swear to God, I'm gonna block you, bro. When we get to that portion of the show, we will let you in. You don't have to sit here every 5 seconds. I'm looking at your comment, talk about let me in. I got things to do. Nigga, you got things to do, go do them. Come on, bro. Like, have some respect for the chat. When we start letting people in, my man, we will let you in.
Actually, I want to let you in. So relax. Like this must be your first time tuning in to the boys club, because if you know, we go through our dialogue and then we let people in. So V, whatever your name is, hold on. It's no disrespect to you. This is just the flow of what we do. But let me ask you this, Rich. And I'm gonna stick my foot in hot water in this politically correct climate we're in. But is it possible for a man to be bisexual or have experimented with another man So if a dude tells a girl, I have had relations with another man, is he just automatically gay? Is it even possible for a heterosexual man to be bisexual or experiment with other men? Is that even possible? Or because I'm wondering, I got my own opinions on this, but is it possible for should a woman be like, huh? Like what are you bisexual? There is no middle ground here. Or is it really bisexual?
See, this is where the political part of this comes into play, because I would damn near have to bring my mother in on this chat, or bring Sydney or one of those type of people in on this chat to help explain it, because I'm a little bit more. I'm not ambiguous as it pertains to this kind of situation. If you deal with men, if you have dealt with men, then you're gay. But people are saying that you could be bi-curious, which means that you've just had an experience or two just to experience it. And that means that you just did it to do it and you didn't like it and you go back to your regular. I don't know how to answer that. Like, that is a real political question. That's because there's so many different answers, bro. Like, you could speak to people in this chat right now and they'd probably be like, it's accepted in 2021 to meet somebody who has said that I've dated a man before and had a situation with a man. But if you're old school thinking you dealt with a man, you're gay. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no way around that. That's what that is. So I don't know how to answer that, bro. I don't even know if I want to touch that. There's so much.
Yeah, it's choppy waters. Maybe this is the old man in me. I have experimented with eating chitlins. I have experimented with, maybe eating sushi and raw fish, and I have never had the urge to experiment with some rock hard dude just to see what that would be like. I just haven't had that. So when we use the term experiment, I don't know, man. And I'm trying to watch my words wisely because, or trying to choose my words wisely because I don't want to offend anybody. But I do think if your man has disclosed to you that he has urges, or he wants to experiment, or he has experimented, you probably won't only be worried about women catching his eye in the future. Now, I don't know if you could turn that light switch on and off. So I'ma just lean and say that's thing. If you maybe you just love him for who he is, and you accept that way of life. But I don't know if it's possible to turn that light switch on and off. I really don't.
Under normal circumstances, I would say I agree with you. But in 2021, I would venture to say that our mentality is outdated and it's wrong, and it's a bunch of ambiguous behavior that doesn't determine one's sexuality. I don't know, man. Like I'm like you. There's no gray matter. If you fuck with dudes,
I just want to know, even if it's possible. I mean, maybe it's possible. I don't know, but we speak again from a man standpoint to our women audience. I would just be, I would have my antennas up. Maybe that's like trying um, anything else on this planet, and you say, yo, you know what, I tried it and I got it out my system. Um, but I don't know that it's that cut and dry, and that's a little nervous to me.
The funny thing about this
So
is I just invited Sydney. I just text Sydney Starr and told her to come in the chat because I don't know if you've seen the blogs and everything with her and Eddie
yeah,
Winter and
with
shit.
yeah, with her, yep.
So I actually just hit her up and told her to come in the chat. If she returns my text and she comes in, I'll let you know, and then we can go back to this conversation because she's actually a friend of mine. Not only did I work with her and brought her on the show and everything like that, she's a friend of mine. So I've actually had these conversations with her, and she's tried to explain to me, and I'm like, yo, my nigga, that shit is so convoluted and crazy right there. Like you are really just rationalizing.
So how does in God willing she gets in the convo, but how does she identify? Is she a woman who dresses as a man? Is she in the wrong body? Like we'll wait until she. But here's the difference, Rich. Here's the difference. She don't mess. She don't mess with women, or he don't mess with
No, she
women.
doesn't.
Okay, so no, I'm saying okay, so we're not apples to apples no more. I'm saying if a girl meet a dude and he tells her I'm bisexual or bi-curious or I experimented, is that a light switch that number one he can turn off, and number two, is that even possible? Because once you cross to the other side, are you just on the other side? But start letting people in, Rich.
All right,
Do
so
me a favor, everybody. Yeah, everybody. Please follow our the underscore official boys club handle on Instagram. These episodes, we always take them and we put them on our YouTube channel the next day. So this episode you can catch on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it. It is the Boys Club on YouTube. And this new episode will be there tomorrow. If you want to get in this conversation, if you have a question, and that's if you have a question, please hit the plus button on the bottom. Rich will let you into the conversation.
hold on, before we do that, hold on. Before we do that, Sydney, send me a request. Sydney just entered the room. So since we're letting people in, we might as well let her in. Sydney,
Okay.
send me a request.
I know VS is right now. Like I was this close. I was right there.
And he was right there. You was right.
I know he's like, I hate rich dollars.
Yo. So Shawn, Sydney Starr, Sydney, meet Sean Press.
How you doing?
Sydney, what up? What up? What up? Okay, we having a great conversation over here. Richie, you can take lead. I know you and Sydney have a personal friendship. Thanks, Sydney, first for jumping into the conversation. We appreciate you.
Nah, go ahead, Shawn. You pose the question. You pose it.
Okay, so just so you know, Sydney, every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Rich Dollars, Sean Preds, we come together and we are the Boys Club. So we have in-depth, unfiltered, very raw conversations to help women get in the mind of a man. So our question is it possible for a man to be bisexual? Is that even a possibility? Or is he either, if you go that way, you are either gay or you're not, and you're pretending to be something that you're not. But it's once you cross that line, you really are gay.
No, that's not true.
That's not?
I'm going to be out real quick. First off, if a man is into women, he might just like women and women like myself, trans women. That don't make him gay though, because if he likes different things, woman, breasts, ass, whatever you call it, then to me, that's still straight. Now, if he likes a little masculinity, like, you and Rich, little hard leg, then yeah, that's bisexual. Yeah, and there's a lot of men that are bisexual, like women and guys. I know actually a few of them. It's a real situation. So it really is gay. You like women someday, you might get a feeling where
We can't hear you.
Sydney,
We can't hear you.
you going?
this this hotel sucks. It sucks in here. I'm sorry. Hear me now?
Damn it. So I can't. We can't.
Okay, can you hear me, Sydney? Can you hear me?
I can hear y'all a little. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you
Yes.
now. Keep it right there.
Well, what I was saying really quick was bisexuality is real. Like some people might feel like one day they are feeling like with a woman, and then one day they feeling like that like man, and like real. It's not just one. It's not one sided thing. You can't just say a person's just gay because a lot of guys that mess with guys love to have sex with that I know.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Let's say a guy is bisexual, and thanks for clearing that up for us. If he gets with a woman, because our audience is mostly women trying to understand men, if her guy tells her he's bisexual, can he be faithful to her and not mess with dudes on the side? Can you turn that off?
I don't know about that. Just let me know. She's up against two sexes. She's up against women, and that's the only situation with that. Now that gets tricky because I'd rather whoever I'm messing with just like one thing, like just like girls. That's it. I'd rather you just like girls. If you don't cheat on me, cheat on me with another woman, not another girl. Just me with another woman. I'm cool with that. Because it don't hit a little hard if you cheat on me with a trans woman. I'm gonna feel a little. I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm the only transgender bitch supposed to be fucking. You feel me? Nah, hell nah. If you gonna cheat on a bad bitch that has a vagina, period. That's just how I feel. So.
Got you. Okay, so it's a good chance that he can't turn it off. It's a good chance that, yo, you know what? A woman is always gonna have to have her eye open for both sexes, male and female.
Yeah, when the guy is bisexual, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sydney, I
So
appreciate you.
hopefully I can help y'all on that because I'm about to be a thought real quick. So I have to go. Like I have someone I'm about to let up in here. It is next time.
Bye, Sydney.
Bye. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of y'all night.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
Okay, that clears that up. Okay, VS. Yeah, that clears that up. Yeah, let VS in.
All right, bro. I just accepted your request. Let's get it on. Because this nigga here. Now watch him not be here. Oh, here you go.
Yo, Rich, what's going on?
What's up, man?
I want to say I met Rich one time at La Souk, outside of La Souk, downtown Manhattan.
Oh, downtown Manhattan?
Downtown Manhattan a couple of years ago. This was you were still hot. You still hot. You know what I mean? You still Rich Dollars. Sometimes, you know, in New York City, you see a lot of celebrities, you know, in that culture, and you always got to keep it cool. But sometimes those party nights, when you see somebody, I met you, and Rich was on his, yo, if you need me, you can contact me at richdollars@richdollars.com. So, you know, it was good to see that he always was positive. It's good to see that he always was like that kind of guy that, you know, that I am.
VS,
In the sense that I'm gonna be positive.
VS.
I'm gonna be uplifting. I'm gonna be the life of the party. I'm one of the guys club. I'm down with all that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say I did meet Rich. Rich was super cool. Mr. Perez, I'm becoming a little familiar with you. It seems like you into the culture. I got to do a little bit more to see what your background is. Rich has had a little bit more exposure. in front of the camera. So you know, but
My
nice to
dude,
meet
we
you.
Okay,
need to talk about your question about these women.
hold on. My brother, can you properly introduce yourself? Because we just calling you VS. I don't know your name. Can you let the audience know who are you and where you from?
I'm from New York City. I'm from Harlem, the Harlem area. Born and raised in New York. Immigrant mother. You know.
No, we don't need to know your bio. We don't need to know your whole bio. And what's your name?
I'm right now. I live in Maryland. I got my own.
No, what's your name?
My name's Evans. My name is Evans.
Okay.
My screen name is all the consonants in my name. I just took out all the vowels, and if you spell my entire name all the way across, it's just all the consonants in my name. That's my name. My name's Evans. I'm 36 years old, Capricorn.
Oh my God.
Okay, VS, Evan.
Yeah.
Evan. Okay, so first, welcome to the boys club. We usually don't let men into the conversation, but we letting you in because you were very, very active in the comments. So
Okay.
let's. Do you have any questions? Number one, there was some things that we were talking about that you were highly opinionated against. So please, we like to use these conversations to educate women, especially what goes on in the mind of a man. So you being a man, please, the floor is yours, brother. Use it wisely.
My interest in the conversation comes from my relationships with women. The truth of the matter is I want to be a marriage therapist. Only because I've had so many, I don't want to say so many issues. I have a daughter with a woman. It didn't work out well. And that's okay. That wasn't really what the inspiration was, but I did meet someone when my relationship with her didn't go so well. A lot of other things in life weren't going too well. And a woman who I'm still dating came into my life, but she's married, you know what I mean? And she was going through a lot of the things we both were going through. And on the first date, we were trauma bonding. From us trauma bonding, that developed into a relationship that moved pretty quickly. We moved in together. She has 2 kids. So I went from struggling to see my daughter to I'm taking kids to school the next day. You know what I mean? So, you know, but through that, she was married. And my whole thing is being one of the guys, I'm not really into dating. The first thing I told her is, you know, if you're married, I don't really think we should go past this. She let me know in a way, hey, you know what? That relationship, we're just married on paper. The relationship is over. X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, Evan.
Yeah.
This is a long story, so I want to just cut to the chase because we do have people listening in, right?
Awesome.
Was she still sleeping with her husband? I understand you said that she was just married on paper. When you started sleeping with her, was she still sleeping with her husband?
I moved in with my girlfriend a month into the relationship. So on a day-to-day basis, I was with her and the kids. I got to say no. You know what I mean? I got to say no. And I got to give her that respect and that integrity and say, nah, I don't think she was. No.
How long have y'all been together now?
4 years.
4 years?
4 years.
So maybe you're right. Like if she moved in with you a month after.
I moved in with her. But I have my own place now. She has her own place. I moved in with her.
Okay. And this is a month after. Obviously, her man wasn't with her no more.
Husband. The interesting thing that, you know, when you guys you started on a tangent about dating and stuff. The thing that made that relationship stick, where, like I said, she was married. Red flag, obviously. The thing that made that relationship stick was when I asked her who she was. Her older sister and my younger sister were in the same kindergarten class. Just through Instagram, social media, I saw she knew certain people, but I didn't know what the relationship was. I knew her family. She knew people that I knew. So, and we just were we lived on the same block and never knew each other. It was a little bit of an age gap. So, but there was a lot of little things there, background story that made the relationship stick in the beginning.
Okay, I think your story is a little different than what we was talking about, and we were very specific in our conversation. I asked the question: if a woman is cheating on her man, if she is literally sleeping with him and then coming to your crib and sleeping with you, can will you ever trust this woman? If she ever thought about leaving her man, would you ever trust her enough to wife her? That doesn't seem to be your experience. Is that correct?
I think yes, it could be so. It could be so. It could quantify in the sense that I think that the thing that's unique to my situation, where I think I've seen a lot of relations. Like I said, I like to see people together, and I know people go through things. I think that you just got to kind of trust the process. Less of the woman and less of the woman trusting the man. There are going to be a lot of things that go on in between, but you got to kind of trust the process. The one thing you hope that doesn't happen is if one person does eventually move on, it doesn't debilitate the other person so much so. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna let Rich jump in here. Here's what I say. I almost don't even know what you're talking about, Evan,
I'm
and I'm
looking at
trying
the
to keep
comments.
up.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at the
but
comments.
you gotta forget the comments. You talking to us, and you was doing a lot of leaving comments yourself. So now you're in here. You smoking hookah.
Hookah
You
off.
were going.
The
Okay, but
hookah's off.
you're going from topic to topic to topic. I can't even follow you. And you were so aggressive in the comments. We wanted to get you in here,
You're the
but I don't
moderator.
even know, huh?
You're the moderator. You asked me to introduce myself, tell you a little bit about my situation. I have a 4-year relationship with a woman. Do I think that me trusting her is a thing? I think that it's difficult. Like I said, I came into a situation where she was already married. I think trust is more so you got to trust the process of dating. Shit is going on.
You
It's a lot of
killing
things
me,
going on.
bro.
But if you love someone, you got to kind of trust the process. That's my take on trusting someone. Even when my girlfriend's in Atlanta, actually, and the husband lives at the house. They have kids together.
Hold on. What?
Yeah. So
Hold on.
the,
Maybe I didn't hear you right. The woman who you moved in with after a month lives in Atlanta with her husband and her 2 kids?
with the husband and the 2 kids. Yeah.
My nigga,
And
how do I
this is go ahead, Rich.
where do I find the X
What do you mean?
to bring somebody else on?
I'm out the conversation, Rich.
Absolutely.
Too easy.
My nigga.
Okay, go ahead, Rich.
You just literally said you was talking about your girl and how y'all was together just for 2 minutes later to tell us that your girl lived in Atlanta with her dude and 2 children.
It's a weird thing in the sense
Bro,
that wait, Rich, you got to give me a chance, Rich.
come
Like,
on, bro.
Rich, give
Come
me a
on,
second.
Ev. Come on, go ahead, man.
The thing that's really funny about the situation is the husband moves funny. So it's put the distance between me and my girl. Equally as such, I have a baby mother. I'm dealing with things, a child in New York. You guys talked about kids. These kids got to see their parents. Her father, the kids' fathers are in Atlanta. My child is in New York. Me and my girl in such a weird situation where we're trying to make everyone happy, but it's taking us further apart. I think we love each other. That the love I think is there. I think it's more so.
Hey, Evan. Evan, can I ask you an honest question? Because you said
Go
you
ahead.
and your girl moved. I'm sorry, and I don't want to cut you off, but I want to make this informative for our audience, and I
Okay.
just don't want to go have run-ons. Let me just be direct. You said that you and your baby mother live together. It went
No,
from
no,
living
no.
together. You said that. You said
We
that. You said you moved in after a month. Those are your words. They're not Sean's words. But then you switched and said she lives with her baby father in Atlanta. So let's just take it for what you're saying. My question to, huh?
So
Go ahead.
the story on her side is that he does live. He has a house down there. He's there often to see his child. I said living together.
Is he still sleeping with her, Evan? You are going to get this woman killed. Don't you know people from Atlanta watch this show? So this man is going to look at your face and be like, "This is the nigga."
All right, so Mr.
You're gonna get that man. You're gonna get you're gonna get your girl killed because when it's all said and go ahead.
I've spoken to the man face to face, and I've let that man know he came to me because there's kids involved. He wanted to speak to me and say, "Yo, you know, are you being there?" You know what's the first thing he told me? And I don't know if you use curse words on this. He said he met me for the first time out of anger and said, "You can have the beep." He said straight. That's the first words he said to me when he.
But here's the deal. Which here's my only issue. You can't answer me when I ask a very very straightforward question. Is he still sleeping with her?
No. I don't. I'm gonna say
okay.
No. I don't think they're sleeping together.
Okay. Cause that takes us a whole different place, brother. But anyway, I appreciate your input, Evan. Thanks for jumping in the conversation. You know,
I got you.
I mean, yeah. So thank you so much for jumping in the conversation. You know, I wish you and your lady best of luck.
She's on this chat right now. She's on right now. She joined. She's on here.
Okay, tell what is her handle? Because I want to hear from her.
It's Miss Nurse Samantha. Nurse Samantha.
Miss Nurse Samantha, please send me a request. All right, Ev, you gotta X out so we can get her in.
Too easy.
No, you have to X them out, Rich. You have to go up to the top.
I don't
Rich,
have it. I don't have it.
Rich, can you look in the camera? Go to the top where it says your name, my name, and it has a little arrow button pointing down. Okay. Hit that. You'll see his VS thing and just dismiss her. Ev, I appreciate you. Shout out to my man Evan, and thanks for sharing. Nurse Samantha, I would love if you continued in this conversation.
Jenna Shea, shut up. Go ahead.
Yeah, let somebody else in, Rich. Let's get a couple of callers in here before we close out for the night.
I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to find the nurse, but I don't see her.
Just in the meantime, let somebody else in because that story was so. I mean, that was one of the movies I just couldn't follow.
All right, I just hit somebody. Tony Dofat. What's up, Dofat? What's up, SNS? What's up, Dofat? What's up, Jenna Shea? I just buzzed somebody. Let's see where they at. Pack Program Limited. Okay, let's do on a living.
Yeah,
Mocha Bonita.
Please come in with questions. Please do not say how you met Rich Dollars and Rich was nice to you. Use this platform for what it is to ask questions and get real and honest answers from men.
Lorexo Monroe. I'm sending out the request, man.
If not, Rich, I'll bring up a couple more topics and we'll keep it moving. But at this point,
on a living spree, unable to join. There's so many people. Okay, let's try. Aisha.
Okay, hold on. How do I Hey, so quick question.
Hold on, whoa. You're on live. Put your face in the camera, please.
Oh no, I can't do that.
Rich, X him out, please. X him out. Okay. The only way that you can enter this conversation is if you are ready to ask a question, an intelligent question. You are ready to look in the camera and you have good lighting. So I believe Tony Dofat wants to get in the conversation. You can let him in, but please, Rich, I don't even know what you're doing
Dofat
over
didn't
there.
even send the he ain't even sent the request. Tony, send the request.
Okay,
Don't come in here promoting the
Rich,
fucking music.
is there anybody else who's trying to get in the conversation? Because right now I'm bored to death.
There's 50 people trying to get in the conversation. I'm just scrolling
Okay,
down.
here's somebody. Hold up. Somebody's in here, Rich. You look nuts. Keep looking down. Get some glasses or something.
Bro, these people are taking too long to come in.
Okay, send out one more request. After that, I've had it.
Hi.
What in the world? What the fuck?
You can't even make this up. Like this has
Listen,
got.
I was coming here because Sydney Star is not the diva I am.
And your name is and where you from?
My name is Queen Tulsa, and I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay, Queen Tulsa. First and foremost, welcome to the Boys Club. That's number one. And if you don't mind, you're standing way too far from the camera. Can you come closer and allow us to see who we're speaking to?
Yes, I can. Let me cut my light on.
Thank you. Right now, we
Stephanie,
just
I
see
can't make this
breasts.
shit up.
Okay, hold on. Queen Tulsa, you just want to show your breasts. We done seen them. Can you just please come closer, sit down so we can see your face? And stop showing off. Thank you. Come on closer to the camera. And stop acting like you don't know what you're doing.
Come on, Mike.
What's up, Queen Tulsa?
Nothing much. What are you up to?
What is your question, Queen Tulsa?
So my question is probably gonna be like way off topic of what you guys are talking about. But I had a question for Rich Dollars. What is some advice that you could give somebody that is trying to go into a different lane of like acting?
All right, this is the advice I'm gonna give you.
This has to stop. Queen Tulsa, I like to be respectful, but Queen Tulsa, this is a relationship show. This is horrendous at this point.
You want to let Tony in?
Yeah, Tony at least has some intelligence.
Yo.
If this nigga comes in with no lights on.
Hold on a second. Yo, I'm plugging up my joint. Yo, hold on a second. You know me.
Yo, Dofat, you come on, like this is come on, Dofat,
hold on, my house
please.
is always dog, man. Cut it out, yo.
This can't be.
What's good?
Yo, Dofat, put a real light on. This blue light special thing you got going on, put a real light on. Like, I don't know what kind of...
Yo, this is my crib. Hold on. Let me go to my bedroom. It's green. All right, here we go.
Go to the one that's white, bro.
Hold on.
Yo, Tony, oh my God.
Now my battery about to die. I'm trying to find the outlet, and I went over here. Yo, I got a question for y'all. Yo, what?
Okay,
all,
but
what's going on?
no, Tony Dofat. Either get somewhere where we can see you, or you're gonna have to go out and come back in.
Let me plug this up. I'm plugging this up, and I'm gonna turn the light on. Hold on.
Yo, where's Stephanie Gale? Stephanie Gale still in this room? I can't make this shit up, bro.
All right, here we go.
Okay, put your face in the camera, please. Thank you, Tony.
Here I go.
Act like the professor and the professional that we know you are. Like you running around with some blue light weirdo extra sex crap going on. Like
y'all invite your weirdos up. This is my crib. I like it dark.
You said we inviting weirdos, and you come on in the pitch black, and then got a blue light on. You come on, man. But go ahead, Tony.
Yo, I got blue. I got purple.
Okay, go ahead. What's your question, brother?
I have a question. So a close friend of mine said, he said this early on in my career, and I just want to ask y'all. He said his vision of woman is tainted because of everything that he's been through and has done. So I want to ask you guys, do you feel that same way? Can you ever fall in love with a woman after everything that you've seen throughout the industry?
Shawn?
Let's go.
Okay, Tony Dofat, first and foremost, this is a horrible representation of yourself. And I'm saying that in the nicest way possible. Your question is, he has problems with women because of everything he's been through, and you're asking us what exactly?
No, I mean it's simple.
No,
His
you
vision.
got to put you got to put more context to that, brother.
I mean, Rich, you know what I'm talking about? You understand or no?
Mm-mm.
His vision of women is tainted.
Why?
Because is he an so you're saying you got a
No,
friend?
I'm trying to. Yeah, I said someone I know, someone we know.
That's an industry dude that said that he's got a tainted vision of women because he's in the music industry or entertainment industry.
Yeah, and he's been through a lot. So I'm asking y'all, have y'all felt that, or do you feel the same way, or have you felt that about women?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We both, this game is disgusting, Tony. We both know that this game is disgusting. Social climbers, groupies, table hoppers, the whole shebang. That doesn't mean that you can't find your woman in this industry, but to sift through this industry, you're gonna come across a whole bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, but not even just the industry. I'm talking about any girl anywhere. You feel what I'm saying?
I don't know. I mean, I'd imagine 2021 is a lot different than when we was coming up, my friend. And it's the girls today is a totally different. It's a different movement. So I mean, I don't know, Prez. I don't know, man. Shawn.
Tony, I guess I would say this. Number one, you started off, and I thought you were saying that the person was in the industry, which both Rich and myself can identify with. But you're saying no, it's not. It's bigger than the industry, and hopefully, I'm getting your question correct. You know somebody who's been through some stuff with some women, and he's having a hard time even believing in women. His view of women is just tainted at this point. Do I have it right, or am I still off?
Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah.
Okay. Number one, to each his own, right? If he's having a hard time trusting women, I get it. If you've been hurt, you've been cheated on, especially being in an industry as vile, for lack of a better way to put it, as music and entertainment, where you will see the worst of the worst types of women who come dressed in the finest clothing, wearing the finest and most expensive shoes. I could see where he would have a hard time trusting. But with that said, one of the things Rich and myself talk about on this program week over week is bringing baggage into your new situation. So I would say to this person, yeah, I can understand that, but until you can get beyond the fact that the women you've encountered in an industry that promotes women being social climbers, table hoppers, this, that, and the third, there are good women out there. There truly are good women out there, just like there are good men out there. But I wouldn't date if it was Shawn until I got beyond, till I got therapy, till I got some type of healing, till I got to a place to understand that each of these women are individuals. They don't make up the whole. And there are so many good women out there. And I think that going into any relationship, sometimes you're gonna have baggage, even if you do all of the work and you try your hardest not to judge somebody new on your past encounters. But truth of the matter is, I wouldn't even date if it was Sean if I was feeling like all women are the same. I can't trust a woman because I know that there are good human beings in this world. And I'm not going to put all women in the same basket because I've been hurt by a couple of the bad ones. So I
Well,
do
okay.
understand that thinking.
I'm not saying hurt. I'm not saying because when he told me, I didn't really get it then. But it's not that he said he was hurt. He just said his vision and view is tainted because of everything that he has done. It's not about hurt.
Everything he's done. See, you're not asking your question properly.
I
This
said
is
that when I
something.
first got on here. I said the same exact thing. His
No, you
vision
didn't.
and view is tainted.
For everything he's done. That's the key part.
Yes.
What has he done?
I mean, you just kind of told me because you know the industry.
Oh,
So
so you
okay,
saying that
he
it's
did
hard
so
for him
much
to
stuff.
find a girl.
He did so much stuff to women. He did so much stuff that his vision now is tainted. His vision is tainted, so he can't even he can't even get into a regular relationship because he's gonna always his vision is tainted of women.
because
I
he's
don't know
done
how else
so
to say
much
it.
because he's done so much craziness to them that he feels like all women are just whatever.
His view is tainted, and that's a lot of men are like that. So I'm just asking, did it have because I'm just asking because I know, you know, we know how this industry is.
I don't know. That's a difficult one, Sean.
well, Tony Dofat, as articulate as I know you to be, you are doing a piss poor job tonight. But now I do.
Why? Because I'm
But
asking a question that they don't want
no,
to
hold
answer.
on, no. Now you are asking it, and I understand it, right?
But I said that when I first
So
got up here.
no, you didn't, Tony, and that's why everybody in the comments are saying bye, Tony.
I
Like
don't see
people are
it.
literally waving.
I don't see it.
Scroll because you got glasses on, and people are literally saying goodbye, Tony. But with that being said, Tone, um, I would say the same answer. None of us out here are saints, and we've seen the worst of the worst in knowing the situations that we have all been in, whether firsthand or being on the road and knowing how it goes down out there. I could see where somebody would feel, yo, is there any good women out there? But my answer remains the same. There are. Just like I would tell any woman who's been cheated on again and again, who has been disrespected and not appreciated, and she thinks that there are no good men out there. I would say there are. So I would tell your friend he has to stop judging all women based on the women he encountered, because I don't believe that they're
Mhm.
all that way. I believe that there are some really, really good quality women out there. But again, if you are looking in the toilet bowl, don't like seriously,
But you,
like
yeah, I
that's
don't
what
think
you
you.
gonna get. Maybe he should start looking in the flower garden. Maybe the women he's been taking advantage of
No,
are
but I
coming
didn't
from the
understand it.
source.
Well, what I'm saying, Prez, I didn't understand it until years later. But he's saying his whole it's not him picking the wrong girls. It's just his view and his vision of women. Period. Regardless of where they are, they could be in the post office or the supermarket. It doesn't matter. You understand? Because I didn't get it like when I first heard it.
I think if you are attracting certain women, you're gonna you if you're looking for certain women, if you are going to places where certain women hang out, if you're in an industry with certain women, that those are going to be the women that you're probably going to violate and do things to women are going to shape your opinion on what's out there. But if you can stop for a moment and understand all women are not created equal, just like all men are not. And just because this has been my experience, it does not make this the whole. It does not make all women the same. I think he can find Mrs. Right tomorrow. And like you said, she could be in the supermarket. She could be at the post office. You know, she could be at Starbucks. But again, where are you looking for these women, and what are you putting out there? What are you trying to attract? Because you can get what you're looking for out there. Like it is men, you know, who they want other men. They can find them. If you can find what you're looking for. But if he starts looking for a good woman, I think he's gonna find them. If he can leave that baggage behind and just open his mind up to the fact that there are a lot of good women out here.
I guess I'm seeing the chat now. Yo, I'm in a relationship, everybody. So yo, no press, yo, no, because y'all had some crazy stuff on here earlier. I can't really speak how I really want to, but yeah, it was wild. I just wanted to come up because it was crazy. I couldn't watch all that other stuff going on. But yeah, no, that question I want to ask you all. Now I still want to ask you all again after we get off, because because before I got into the industry, that was one of the first things I was told. And then I understood that it took me a while to understand what they were talking about.
Well, our camp was the worst.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So it took a while to understand exactly. So I'm just asking y'all.
I think that's my answer. It's not going to change. Maybe I am delusional. Maybe I just believe in people too much. But I truly do believe that there are a lot of good women out there, and I know that there are a lot of good men out there. Contrary to what the public might say, that there ain't no good men out there, there ain't no good black men out there. I know that there are a lot of us who are
Where's
about
Jenna
our
Shea
business.
at? Wasn't Jenna Shea in this chat? I could have swore I saw Jenna.
Jenna's in there. Jenna's in there. Yeah.
Rich.
What's up?
Rich, let's get Tony out. Tony, I thank you for jumping in the conversation, my brother. Let's bring one more person in and we close it out.
All right. I wanted to bring Jenna Shea in if she's still in the chat. If not, we'll bring somebody else in, because Jenna, I think, has a totally different perspective than where Tony was coming from. So I don't know if she's in the chat, but it's getting late now. So let's just pick somebody else and move on.
Okay, there's somebody named Pack Program that wants in. We try Pack, P-A-C-K Programmed, and then we close out for the night.
Pack Program. Yep, got it.
Hi, what up, Rich?
What's up, baby?
So listen, there was a lot going on tonight, but let me just say this.
Hold on. What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Jamie. Pack Program, that's my business. So this is my business page.
Okay, you're coming in from where, Jamie?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Okay, and don't just come in saying hi to Rich. Say hi to Shawn.
Hi, Shawn. How are you?
Nice to meet you, Jamie. Let's go.
Okay, so coming from what he was saying about there not being, any good women out here, whatever, I feel like it's all about the healing. Like if you're healing and you are elevating in that space that you need to be in, you're going to find what's for you. Because I feel like we run on this scarcity mindset that because of what we see around us, that there's not enough good men, there's not enough good women. But if all we're looking for is one. So if we elevate on where we're supposed to, and we heal and get rid of all that junk that's been holding us back and getting us into the space to attract that kind of nonsense, we're going to find what we're looking for. And I mean, and I speak from a healed perspective because I'm not looking for anything. Whatever is going to find me is going to find me. So,
Jamie,
yes.
what is your
So my
question?
so my question is, I had to say all that before I got to my question. So my question is, do y'all feel like women and men as well live under this scarcity mindset that there's not anything good because they're not healed?
Rich, because she came in speaking to you first, you take a stab at it, and then I'll come with my thoughts.
So, do I believe that that's true? Yeah, I believe that's to be true in all aspects. If you're not healed, then obviously you're still going to be holding resentment towards the last situation, and that's anything in life, whether it's a job, whether it's a basketball team, whatever a girlfriend, a car, whatever the case may be. Your last BMW broke down, you're mad about it, you don't want to buy another BMW, right? The reality is that is absolutely true. But at the same time, how do you in fact heal without dating? And if you're dating in the same circle, chances are you're going to be dating the same type of people. So,
but I feel like, should you really start dating if you're not in a healed space? Because that's another question.
How do you get to a healed space without meeting new people and getting out and venturing out and enjoying life?
I mean, I feel like you can still be out and about, but you don't have to be getting into relationships. Yeah, meet people, and understand, because there's going to be people that you come across that are going to show you things about yourself that you still need to work on. And even as I was healing, I started dating again and started realizing there was some shit I needed to work on because I wasn't completely there in certain areas. But getting into full-blown relationships, I feel like that's another situation.
Well, I can tell you this, Jamie. First and foremost, it's a good question, right? Rich and I speak often about baggage. Just as I was just talking about with Tony Dofat, prior to you jumping in the conversation, I don't see what the rush is. And Rich, I disagree with you here. I do think you can heal without getting back into the dating pool. There's no rush. I think that it is important for people to do self-evaluation. It is important for people to take time and grieve and understand for themselves what went wrong last go round. Was the other person all the blame? Did I contribute to some of the things that led us down the path of breaking up? And these are things that you have to do on your own. I don't think it's wise to do them in another relationship. I don't think it's wise to do them while seeking and dating and meeting. It's okay to get quiet sometime. And when you think you can go back into the world and not let your past dictate your future actions and how you deal with men or how you deal with women, that's when you know, okay, I'm ready. I've at least healed to a certain point. You don't know when those triggers are going to set you back a little bit, and that's okay. We're human. Somebody might show you just a whiff of what your ex showed you, and that, takes you back to that place. That's okay. But at least you tried to do the work, and you took the time, and you tried to understand what didn't work before you jump back out there into that dating game. And I think that that's where too many people make mistakes. And again, we're men, so we're speaking from the man's point of view. I think women don't take enough time to heal. I really do. I think that after all the FUs and F that nigga and this, that, and the third, blah, 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 they they get back out there far too quickly before they've had enough time to sit down with themselves. And it starts to be Groundhog Day again,
Right.
relationship after
Because
relationship
they
after
find the same
relationship.
person in a different body. That's all.
There they go. And that's exactly what we're saying here. So, I'm a firm believer that there's good men out there. I'm a firm believer there's good women out here. But you can't do the same thing and expect different results. That's insanity,
Right.
as you know. And I think that you put it better than I could. They find the same person just in a different body. But if you took time to put those brakes on, if you took time to just reflect, heal, don't point fingers, but just understand what, like why did this, it started out so good. Why did it go downhill? Was there red flags that he showed me up front? Were there things that I need to work on? All of those things, they come when you're quiet. And they also
Yeah.
come when you're not afraid to ask the question and don't be afraid to answer. Meaning,
Yeah.
you ask the
And
question
I
of
think
yourself. Go ahead.
accountability is key. Being accountable, because a lot of times we don't want to look at ourselves. Because I know I was the problem. Like, I was toxic as shit. I knew, and I know that. Like, I could honestly stand in the face of somebody and be like, I was the problem. I met a lot of niggas that did a lot of dumb stuff, but I was the problem because I was attracting them, because I was not healed and I was looking through the lens of a broken woman. So I kept attracting the same kind of man over and over and over again. So
Okay,
it
but
wasn't
okay,
until
so I have a question.
okay.
I have a question. My question is this. You just acknowledged that you were the problem. You just acknowledged that you were trying to find the same man, but in a different body. My thing is this. If you're in a relationship and said relationship ends badly, how is it that you don't assess what it was about that relationship that ended badly and make changes? And that change could come in 2 weeks, or that change could come in 2 days. But the reality is you assessed the relationship and you said, this is what I did wrong. This is why I got with that type of dude. What does how long in between the next relationship have to do with you being self-aware enough to lay in bed at night and say, I can't go play in that dirty ass play box because this is what I'm going to attract? That's what I'm saying to Paul, is that it could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 months, it could be 2 years. It's whatever
You're right.
with. But the reality is you have to be self-aware enough to acknowledge what you did to
Yeah,
attract
but
that.
listen to
But a lot of
yourself,
women,
Rich.
but a lot of women don't do that though, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I was one of those women that didn't do that, and I like to point fingers at the person because of the shit that they did, and like to say, oh well, such and such was a cheater and such was this. But it wasn't until I got away from relationships, period, and said I'm the problem because I am not healed enough and I'm still broken and I'm attracting the same kind of man that my father was. I was finding my father in all of these men. And it wasn't until I got to the root of my problems that then I realized my worth. I realized what I was not going to settle for ever again. And then I started assessing differently. But
Go
you
ahead,
can't
Sean.
assess from a broken lens, though.
Sean, what you was finna say? Because go ahead, Sean. Because I have another.
No, I was commenting to you, Rich, and I think what you're missing, and we usually agree, but what I think that you're missing is you're taking for granted that most people, whether in relationship or not, are self-aware. You're taking for granted that most people can ask themselves the hard questions in the mirror and be ready for the hard answers that come back to them. And most people can't. That's just how human beings are. People go through they're on that hamster wheel in so many areas of their life because they're not self-aware. They are not willing to say, yo, you know what? I did this. I am the root cause. They're not even willing to ask the question. And it's way easier for Shawn to point his finger at Rich and say Rich is the problem. Rich is an F up. Rich did this. But how often do we as human beings in any area of our life sit and say, okay, I know what Rich did, but how did I contribute? Did I do
Right.
something that sparked Rich? Did I bring energy into this situation that made Rich react the way that he did? So when you say self-aware, Rich, I think you are taking for granted that most people have the ability and the capacity to look in the mirror, ask the question, and don't dodge the answer that comes back to them.
Okay. Well, then absolutely, and I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I can't even argue that.
Thank you.
All
So,
right,
I mean, I thank you guys for bringing me on. Richie, was so good seeing your face again. Prez, it was so nice to meet you.
Jamie,
Yes.
please help spread the word of what we're doing here. I think that these conversations are necessary, and I thank you for jumping in with intelligent questions, good lighting, and being willing to share in a very articulate way. So thank you, Jamie. Shout to Las
You're
Vegas.
welcome.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Mama.
Bye, y'all.
Later.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Jamie is a role model of how you should do it. I'm still trying to get over Tony Dofat and the blue lights that he had on. But for everybody, please, when we bring y'all into the conversation, please articulate your question well. Be in a room with good lighting. Don't be like that dude from Oklahoma or wherever showing off his breasts. That was so blatantly disrespectful to the conversation. But Rich, if you don't mind, I'd like to close it out. I think we had another great night, great conversation.
I'm gonna have
You know,
PTSD behind tonight.
you,
Tonight is gonna be a little bit much. We had a little bit. And V and D is still in the room. This guy, you're something else, bro. But you are something else.
all right, Rich. Listen, for everybody, if this is your first time with us, Rich, Dollars, and Shawn Prez, collectively, we are the Boys Club. We use this platform every night, every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to have very unfiltered, candid, raw conversation about relationships. And we do it from a man's point of view. We don't hold punches. We don't try to say politically correct answers. And we do it with the intent of allowing women to get inside the mind of a man so that if you ever find yourself in a situation with a man, you can use our insight in our conversations to help understand where your man is coming from. So with that being said, please spread the word. Please follow us at our official Boys Club handle, _Boys Club, or _official Boys Club. And we'll see y'all here next Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One love, y'all. And Rich, put it in your main feed, in the main feed.
All right.